In this video, we will be covering internet banking, risk and EPS, that is electronic payment system, and the last one is designing EPS. Let's see what is internet banking. Before I just proceed with internet banking, let's see what is banking. Banking is one of the financial institution, or even we can just call this one as a mediator, which will accept the deposit and later this deposits will be converted into lending activities either directly or via the capital markets. Even we call this one bank is one of the business activity of accepting and later safeguarding the money which is owned by any individual or it can be any entity, and later it will lend out these money in order to earn the profit. It also contains various functions like it can be deposits or it can be withdrawals or it can be even fund transfer or it can be in the form of loan, pension, share trading, mutual funds, debentures, etc. Now we will see what is internet banking. Internet banking is an internet based banking service which allows customers to operate their bank accounts from anywhere, anytime, eliminating the restrictions imposed by geography and time. This indicates that internet banking will allow the customers to operate their bank accounts 24 into 7 from anywhere, that is nothing but any place, any location at any time. Right? The same way here, it is a platform that enables the customers to carry out their banking activities from their desktop aided by the power and convenience of the internet. This indicates that what is required for internet banking. They can make use of the computer systems or it can be of laptops or using smartphone also. They can do the banking activities, but only the thing is they require the internet connection. Next, we will be seeing the services of internet banking. Before I just proceed with services of internet banking, there are many methods are there for making payments electronically. It can be done via payment cards, that is, it can be credit card, debit card, or it can be smart card. The other one is online wallets, or it can be UPI, that is Unified Payment Interface. Later we have other systems also just like NEFT, RTGS, IMPS, that is NEFT indicates here National Electronic Fund Transfer. Then RTGS indicates here real-time gross settlement. IMPS indicates here immediate payment service. Coming to the first point here, fund transfer between own accounts, third party transfer. Before the fund transfer also, even suppose if we have to open any savings account, even this also can be done online. Apart from that, we can go for fund transfer between own accounts or it can be from one bank to another bank. It will also provide for group transfers to accounts or it can be interbank transferred to the accounts with other banks. This is nothing but we can transfer the money or the funds from one bank to another bank. Then what is required for this fund? For this we require the account number and IFSC code. Then what is IFSC code? IFSC indicates here it's nothing but Indian Financial System Code. It's one of the alphanumeric code which facilitates electronic fund transfer in India. Not only the fund transfer, even customer also can request for issue of demand drafts or it can be checkbook, or suppose if the customer has to open some new account, or it can be a savings account, or it can be of closure of any loan accounts. All these things can be done via net banking. Coming to the utility bill payments, such as it can be for telephone bill, electricity bill, water bills, or LPG, or for DTH, all these things can be done online. Not only this one, suppose if we have to recharge the mobile for a particular month, in that case also this can be done via internet. Via, that is nothing but internet banking. Coming to the online ticket booking, suppose if the customer has to travel by road, rail, or air, even online booking can be done via internet banking. The next is regarding what payments of insurance premium, which is done yearly. In that case also this can be done via internet banking. Not only this one, even dues for the credit card, even this can be done online. Even demat account can be opened online, so that customer can go for online share trading, so that they can invest in different shares. Not only this one, even mutual funds investments also can be done online. SIP also can be done online. What is SIP? SIP indicates here systematic investment plan. Then coming to the tax payments, that is custom duty payment, or it can be of tax payments. It can be relating to a particular income or service, or the state government, or it can be of GST payment also can be done online. The next topic is risk and EPS, and most of the major risk is given below here. The first one is fraud and mistakes, privacy issues, and the last one is credit risk here. And most of these problems can be solved only via the improved technology, security systems, and via the better experience. In this, the first one is the fraud and mistakes. How to prevent mistakes and how to detect the frauds. This can be improved only via the security framework, that is nothing but design structure of security system to eliminate the fraud. The same way, the system also uses a protocol for the identity of a person for authorizing a payment. In that case, what type of mechanism will be used? The mechanism will be, it can be in the form of passwords and via the security questions for the identity of a particular person. As long as the password and answers to the security questions are correct, the system does not care who is on the other side. If someone gains access to your password or the answers of the security question, they will have gained access to your money and they can steal it from you. See that when we provide the password, we have to provide something a strong password, something like alphanumeric. Apart from that, we have to make use of some special characters. And in the same way, we are not supposed to share our password, and we are not supposed to send the password via any of the electronic means. The same way, right now there are many payment gateways are available which can detect and which can prevent online frauds. Then what is payment gateway? Payment gateway is nothing but it's a technology which will be used by the merchants to accept debit or credit card purchases from the customers. The next point is regarding about the privacy issues. This can be dealt only with the improved security framework. To manage information privacy, the electronic payment system must provide and maintain privacy. This indicates that all the details of a consumer's payments can be easily gathered. This tells that where, when, and sometimes what the customer buys is stored, and it is stored onto the database. This data collection tells much about the person and as such can conflict with individuals' privacy. Privacy must be maintained against unauthorized person on the network. The users must be given assurance that it is nothing but to the customer, it has to be given assurance that they cannot be easily fooled in a false transaction. This protection has to be applied on the whole transaction protocol. In the complete payment processing, the protection has to be applied. Before I just go for the last point, I would like to add one more information here. Most of the e-commerce websites use third-party payment processors such as PayPal and many more to handle payments because they have very secure systems to take care of customers' data. This also will tell regarding about data going from the browser of the user or the customer to the server of the payment processing is totally encrypted. Encrypted indicates here it is totally fully coded, which is in the unreadable format. If we have installed an SSL certificate, SSL indicates here Secure Sockets Layer Certificate. It prevents hackers from stealing payment information if we accept payments via third-party processor or the payment gateway. The last one is credit risk. This tells that managing credit risk requires development of policies and procedures to restrict credit, and this can be designed only by the financial institution. Credit risk is an important concern in systems of net settlement because a bank's inability to settle its net position could rise to a chain reaction of failures of banks. In that case, the digital central bank must prepare policies to handle this possibility. Security is one of the important part of any transaction which takes place over the internet. And some of the requirements for the safe payments or safe transaction will be, the first one is of confidentiality. In this case, information should not be accessible to any unauthorized person. Coming to the next one, that is integrity. This will tell you regarding about the information should not be altered or changed during the transmission over the network. The next one is of availability. That is nothing but information should be available wherever, whenever required within a time limit. The next is regarding about authenticity. This will tell you regarding about it's a mechanism for the identification of a person or a user before giving him or her an access to the required information. And the next one is of encryption. In case of encryption, information should be encrypted and decrypted only by an authorized person. Before I just go for the next topic, that is designing of EPS, I would like to add a few more points here. Privacy and security are one of the growing issues in case of e-commerce. Consumers or the customers are concerned about the unauthorized access to their data, and the growth of e-commerce is completely depends on the security and privacy policies. The same way, keeping the systems up to date, training the staff, backing up the databases are some of the best ways to reduce the risk and ensure that it keeps running the systems efficiently. Coming to the first one, that is privacy in case of designing EPS. This tells that user requires some type of belief or confidence in case of EPS, just like in case of telephone. Telephone is safe. How we call this one as safe? Because telephone system is free from hackers and even it is free from the tapping. For that sake, the same type of confidence, belief is required even for the users or the customers when they make use of EPS. The next one is regarding about the security. In case of security, we have the schemes in case of EPS. The first one is regarding about authentication. Authentication is nothing but identification of the user or the customer. It's a method or a process to verify the buyer's identity before the payment is authorized. The second one is of encryption. It's a process or a method of converting the messages into unintelligible format or unreadable format. The third one is of integrity. Then what is integrity? Integrity is nothing but ensuring that information will not be altered or it will not be destroyed intentionally or unintentionally during the communication or during the communication from one place to another place. The last scheme is of non-repudiation. Non-repudiation will tell regarding what protection against the customers who are denying the orders which are placed and against the merchants denying the payments which are made. The next one is of intuitive interfaces. This indicates that the payment interface must be as easy as we make use of telephone system. That is nothing but user has to feel comfortable and it has to be user friendly. They should not be confused. It's not required that they have to keep on reading some manual book or asking some other people. The next one is of database integration. Then what is database? Database is nothing but collection of interrelated data concerned to a particular purpose, a subject or maybe a topic. An integration database is a database which acts as a data store for multiple applications and later it will integrate data across these applications. An integration database needs a schema. Then what is schema here? Schema is some type of structure or plan which takes or that takes all these client applications into account. Each record should be kept in a separate database and each database must be linked together to access from anywhere. In case of home banking, for example, if customer wants to play with all his or her accounts, in that case, separate accounts have been stored on separate databases. In that case, it's a challenge before banks to tie all these databases together and allow the customer or user to access from any point, any time, any place. At the same time, they have to keep data up to date and error free. The next one is of brokers. Here brokers indicates here electronic brokers who play the important role by organizing markets which promote the efficient production and consumption of information. This information superhighway directly connects millions of people, each both a consumer of information and a potential provider. If their exchanges are to be efficient, and simultaneously it has to be protected on matters of privacy. In that case, sophisticated mediators are required. Electronic brokers facilitate financial transactions electronically and must be in place. The next one is regarding about the pricing. Pricing is one of the fundamental issue. It is very difficult to price the payment system services. For example, it can be from cash to bank payments or from paper based to e-cash. The problem is potential waste of resources as money may be invested in systems that will not be used, right? In the same way, on the other hand, it must be recognized that without any subsidies, it is difficult to price all the services which are available in the payment system affordably. The last one is of standards. In case of standards, the e-payment standards enable payment users to link with various networks and other payment systems. Standards provide interoperability or enable interoperability, which enable users to buy and receive information regardless of which bank is managing their money. Thank you. Have a nice day. Keep watching the video series which are uploaded on the channel.